Hey everyone, welcome to Thirsty Thursday, Living Life with your girl Stae. How is everyone doing on this wonderful Thursday? I hope that yours has been as productive as mine because I had a lot going on today, but it was all good stuff. And one thing I wanted to kind of say as we meet here for this Thirsty Thursday, I had one of my peers say to me, "You come on and you started your podcast again, but you never introduce yourself as if everyone who is on your podcast knows who you are." And yes, I am guilty of that because I just feel so comfortable with everybody here on the interwebs and social media that I forget that everyone doesn't know me. So I am Stae Hall. I am an author, a transformational speaker. I am a certified soft skills and emotional intelligence coach and life coach, L.Y.F.E. Love Yourself First Explicitly. You can find me everywhere on the World Wide Web at Stae Hall, all social media at Stae Hall. And you can also check me out on my website, which is staehall.com. And so even with being a coach and doing all the things, I too am coachable. I consider myself a lifelong learner. I love feedback. And when I can see the need for the feedback, I do what I'm told to do. And that's something we'll talk about on a different day because we should always be open to feedback, but it doesn't mean that we always have to implement the feedback. So so that's who I am. That was feedback that I felt was much needed. And I thanked them for that feedback and I'm doing better. So that's all things Stae Hall. So today on Thirsty Thursday, I want Thirsty Thursday to be like the part of the podcast that is just about knowledge and learning and things like that. And so what we are going to dive into today is something that I deal with every day and have been dealing with for the past several years, is being a content creator out in these social media streets, out in these YouTube streets that doesn't necessarily look like what most content creators look like these days, especially when it comes to vlogging and fashion and beauty. And when I say that, I mean being a woman of a certain age, being a woman, a Black woman of a certain age. You don't see a lot of us out here doing what I do. And sometimes it's kind of lonely. Sometimes it's kind of scary. And I just thought it was worth talking about. And so without any further ado, I want to bring on my guest for today, who is the absolutely amazing Tamara Batsell, who is also a seasoned content creator, a woman of a certain age, a fabulous woman of a certain age, who is a style guru, a fashion guru, and just a plethora of knowledge. She was on my podcast several years ago when I was with Fishbowl Radio Network. And I loved what she had to offer so much and the friendship that we've built, that I was like, hey, I'm talking about this. How do I not have Tam come and join me? I call her Tam. I don't know if y'all allowed to call her Tam, but I call her Tam. That's my girl. So let me go ahead and bring Tam on the stage.
Hey, Stae, what's up?
Hey.
You call me Tam. Yeah, you're right. You got to get to know me. Have a little conversations before we go to the Tam level. But
Exactly.
It's okay.
Exactly. How are you doing this evening, beautiful? Thank you for joining me.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. You know, I love it when we chop it up. We have a lot of fun. You guys, we be cackling and kicking, and you would not believe the conversations that we've had. So it's a pleasure that I can join you on your YouTube channel. I'm happy to be.
It is always a good time. We have so much in common, which makes it so easy, and I love it. And so, of course, it's funny because you and I were texting about other things, but I was up late at night working as usual, getting my week together. And I'm like, okay, what am I talking about this week? And I'm like, wait a minute, why ain't Tam on the show with me? And so while I had your ear and I knew you had your phone handy, I'm like, hey, girl. And that's what I love, having that circle of friends where it's like, hey, at a moment's notice, even if it's just like, hey, if I don't have anything else going on, I'm going to join you because, as always, I'm juggling 9 million plates. And I'm like, yeah, I don't have to tackle this one alone. I know knows just as much of, or if not more, about it than me. And so what I'm going to do is task you with kind of, I've done an introduction, but if you could just maybe share with the people, and let me say hi. We got people in the chat. I wasn't even on the chat. So let me say hi to a few people because I absolutely love the tribe and do not want to ignore anyone. I have Living Life with Lachey, who is a content creator and a vlogger. Absolutely love Lachey and her content. I just watched one of her vlogs, I believe either this morning or last night, and she made what looked to be a wonderful 7-layer taco dip. We have Lacey J, who is her partner in crime. They go live on Friday nights, and it looks like they have quite a I don't know. They put up a little thumbnail, like a teaser for their content, and I can't remember what it is. I might have to look it up. Lacey or Lachey, put it in there, because whatever it is, I was like, they either teasing us or these girls about to go deep and get into something on Friday. That title. Now, again, this is all about being a woman of a certain age, so I don't remember exactly what it was. But when I read it, I was like, I hope I'm available on Friday. And then we have Amanda who's joining us. I love Amanda, and Miss T with the T. Amanda, thank you so much for being here. And it looks like you're trying to tag my girl Casey, because you know she always late to the party. And Miss T with the T, I was on her morning show, and she has an awesome tribe of followers. So if y'all ain't following Miss T already, and yes, I said ain't, go ahead and follow her and any of the amazing content creators in here. Lacey, Lachey, all of y'all, feel free to drop your links. Y'all know I don't have no Nightbot. They tried to give me a class on Nightbot today. I said, get somebody else to do it. I'm going to hire somebody, so y'all going to have to copy and paste. But anyway, let me get back to what I was going to say. Tam, can you give the people, from your perspective, an idea of why a show and a topic like tonight is even necessary? Because people are probably thinking, well, content creation, everybody's doing content. What's different for it for women over 50? Like, why is this even a thing?
Why is it a thing? Well, as you know, there's the women over 40 are expanding. We're a big part of the population now. And we're starting to get retailers and advertisers' attention because we have a great buying power as a 40+ woman. They're starting to recognize that. So, of course, they're going to start dating us. So that means that why shouldn't we monetize on that, right, ladies? Nobody's been at this age besides us. You're 40, 50, nobody else can claim that unless you get there, right? So I think that's important that we have that conversation, that we know our power and we know how to monetize it and how to get through this midlife stage. It can be difficult. But we are not our grandmothers. We are different beings now. So it's so important that we share our knowledge. There's nothing like social media. There's nothing like this that we've ever seen in our generation. Never. This is a great place to share and to pour into people and also to learn. If you're struggling, use social media. We need content creators that will be transparent, that will talk about this chapter. And it's not always about monetizing. I don't want to just say that. It's about really pouring into this chapter that is new. Nobody's been in this part of the territory besides us at this 40 years, because we're so different now than 40 and 50 years old other women. So it's so important. That's why it's important that we talk about this topic of being a content creator over 50.
Yes, absolutely. And see, and my thing is, which I love that you brought a different perspective than even what I was thinking about. But let me see. She gave, best I ever had. Now that's the title at her Friday Live. So you know that was best I ever had. I'm like, are we talking about chips or other stuff? I don't know. So I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Thank you for putting that in there, Lacey. And I also saw my girl Vonda pop in. Vonda will be here tomorrow, Tam. She'll be joining us on Saturday, coming in from Tampa, Florida.
Awesome. Look forward to meeting her
here. And thank you so much. We got a compliment, girl.
We did.
We
my glasses. Oh,
yes, I love it. I love it. And so for me, the reason why I felt like this was a topic was all the things that you said, but not what I had thought about. But I love the fact that you said, as far as this is something we haven't seen, like new to us is the whole social media age, when so many people who are on social media, the vloggers, the people in fashion and beauty and all that, they've had it their whole lives. They grew up with at least Facebook, and then as other things came, but it's new to us. And now we have a platform to share in a way that we weren't able to share before. But I think in the very beginning, a lot of us kind of shied away from it because it was new. I know for me, when YouTube and TikTok were first introduced to me, by my sister, saying, look, with the stuff that you do, this is something you need to do. Now, I had used YouTube before, but only as a search engine for how-tos. I never consumed YouTube content. I didn't know what a vlog was. And then when I started, because my sister was like, you need a vlog, you need to get on TikTok. When I started to look, I couldn't find anyone who looked like me. Like, everyone was 30 and younger, but they were doing a lot of the same things that I like to do. And I'm like, wait, 45-year-old, 50-year-old women, we eat brunch. We get our hair and nails done. Like, we do all those things. So why is the only way for me to find out what the best brunch places are when I'm traveling to a new city is to watch somebody 25 at brunch? And so I felt like, okay, if I can't find it, then I will be that. And so that's the reason why I felt like it was important, because there are not a whole lot of us, but the need is there. The brand deals and everything. Yes. 40, 50, 60, 70-year-old women wear Skims. We like Skims. We like nice things. We like Dossier perfume. Like, why aren't we the ones getting those brand deals? Because we're the ones who are buying a lot of this stuff. And so I wanted us to discuss what that looks like at our age. And then, like, you are my only friend who does what I do. Like, none of my other friends do what I do. And a lot of them don't even really understand it. I have a couple of my friends, like Wanda, on here who support me. She's on here. She watches content. But then other of my friends are like, I don't be on YouTube like that. Like, what are you doing? Like, why you always got that camera? And it's like, oh my gosh. So that's what I wanted to do this for. What was your why when you first decided I'm going to start content? Because I know you do big things on TikTok. I love your TikToks. Y'all have to follow her on TikTok.
In that
fashion tips, like, for everyone. I know that we're your audience, but everyone, I mean, yeah, you have such an eye for fashion. But what was your why when you first got started?
When I hit 40, many moons ago, I felt some sort of way, and I saw that women were starting to kind of give up on themselves. They were starting not to care what they put on. They started to feel like they were invisible. They started to feel like my best years are behind me. And so I was like, oh, hell to the no. I'm not feeling that way. But I did have a moment at 40, but I got beyond that. But I was like, no, I've got too many years ahead of me, at least hopefully. And I was thinking that way. And I'm like, I want to be that beacon of light. I want to be that girlfriend. I want to be that person that's going to say, it's not time for you to give up. No matter your shape, size, or income, you can always look fabulous.
Yeah.
So I've been in the fashion beauty industry number of years. And so I was never one that dealt with brands, like you got to wear the latest designer and all that sort of thing. And people are always thinking that I was wearing designer stuff when in fact it might have been thrifted, or it was how I put it together. And so, you know what? I said, let me start helping my sisters out and start being, like I said, I wanted to be a cheerleader. I felt so many things when I hit my 40s and going into my 50s and going into my 60s. I felt those things, and I wanted to be transparent, and I want to make a difference. I'm going to have a servant's heart. Anybody else? A servant's heart. It's about giving back at the end of the day. And so that was my why. I had knowledge, I had the desire, and I saw a need to be filled. So that was my why.
I love it. I love it. Let me see here. So we have Vicious Jenkins. Hey, and they say hey to Vonda. I saw a couple of people saying hi to Vonda. Yeah, that's my bestie dude. Lacey J said hey to Vonda. And then I think she was in here. Y'all know I'm still trying to learn how to navigate all this stuff. So I saw she. Thank you for being here. We here. I appreciate you. And I also dropped a link, just in case anyone has anything that they would like to add to the conversation. Y'all know I'm not selfish with my platform. So if there's anybody who has something that they want to say and share to lend to this talk, we are open to it. And one thing I want to say that I love that you touched on as well is when you said that it doesn't matter the income and the size and whatever. Tam has helped me. I want to say you helped me. I want to give you credit, Tam, but I'm still struggling because y'all, I am a name brand whore. Like, yeah. And
it be what it be. It's okay.
That she's like, well, you don't have to have a label. However, I have adopted from Tam that I will mix and match. So there's a very good chance that the blouse may be designer. However, the pants may have come from Target, and I am good with that. And so Tam has helped me with that. And I love those tips because she's like, when I was talking to her about it, she was like, but why? Why do you feel like you have to wear all designer clothes? Like, I don't understand. I get some very cute things from thrifting. Like, why are you spending that money on that top? And Tam looks fabulous all the time. But I loved when you said too that women get a certain age sometimes and kind of just give up on themselves, because I know for me, I had that time going into 40 where I did not know where I fit. I really just was clueless. And I knew that the way I was dressing probably needed to change. Like, I knew it probably wasn't going to be a good look to be walking around town with apple bottom written across my booty anymore. And, there were certain things that I'm like, yeah, I probably need to do something different. I've always prided myself at being someone who could clean up pretty well and having a good eye for fashion. But it was that transition into 40 where I felt like I was grown. And I'm like, okay, what do I do with this? And it was difficult. And I didn't have a lot of places to look, which is why I think I got stuck, because the 40-year-old women plus that I knew at that time, that's not how I wanted to dress.
Yeah.
That's live. That's live. That's what
I know. My tree just fell. Y'all, wait a minute. Go ahead, Stae. Keep talking.
That was so funny. I love it. I love it. Yeah, that's how I wanted to dress. And here's the thing too, when I was in my 40s, I was also really heavily involved in church, which brought up a whole new can of wax. Like, does this mean I got to start putting on stockings now? And, like, I don't want to do that. And so that's why I think it's important for more of us to step out there as well, because that is like this lost age group where it's like, okay, I'm not ready to just give up. However, I can't still be, hip hop fly girl either, or at least I don't want to be. Like, I had a desire to want to dress more mature, but I didn't want to look matronly.
Right.
And there wasn't a lot of that. So until I met you.
So, well, see, that's what that's all about. Content, right? Those are things that you need to think about. If you're thinking about starting content, what is the hole you can fill? What is the niche market? And that where I saw the niche market there, just as you, Stae, saw a niche market. That's one of the tips that I want to share with people about creating content, especially if you're just starting. Now, if you've already started, more than likely you've already done the homework and you know who your audience is or what need is out there to be fulfilled. So that's a good tip right there for those that are listening about and thinking about entering the content world.
Absolutely. Not Lacey. I always say y'all names interchangeably, and people do that with me and my friend Monique too. So don't be offended, like we're the same person. So Lachey said, I thrift a lot. People think my things are designer, and I always ask where I got them. She says, but she loves her labels too. Yeah. So I have to mix and match. I did have to learn how to mix and match, but I haven't gotten into thrifting yet. My sons are into thrifting, but I haven't gotten into that yet. So I'm going to have to look. I've been a couple of times. Now, I did one time in Virginia Beach. I went for an event and I was going to a formal event and left a very expensive gown at home accidentally. How do I leave the main thing? I don't know. But I had paid a lot of money for this gown. So I really was not trying to buy another gown. And I went to the thrift store in Virginia Beach and found a Ralph Lauren silk ball gown. And I know I didn't pay more than $30 for it. And I still have it to this day. And it's a timeless piece. Like I could literally wear it somewhere now. And this was before I met Wallace. So this was, let's say, 15 years ago, but it's just this little spaghetti strap fuchsia with just the slightest little fishtail. I could wear it anytime. Ralph Lauren silk, fully lined. Yeah. And I know I didn't pay $30
Sounds
for it.
beautiful. Yeah.
Long comment here. Oh, Vonda, because I spend so much time in a uniform for work, when it's time for me to dress to go out, I feel like a fish out of water. I never used to feel like that before, but now in my 50s, I feel unsure. Now, this is a woman who used to walk the runways. So yeah, she used to walk the runways back in her 20s and whatever, and very much into fashion. So what would your advice be to someone who doesn't dress up a lot to feel a little more comfortable as a woman 50 plus?
You know, when I get stuck in style, I start thinking about, what do I get compliments in? What have I worn that people have necessarily complimented me in the future, in the past? And I know color. I'm a big pusher. I'm a color pusher. What colors? What if people say, you know what, you look so pretty in that, Vonda? That's your color. That starts helping narrowing things down. Look for those things. Then again, get in a full length mirror. We got to look at our bodies. We got to be honest about things. We got to think about fit and comfort. Now, comfort does not mean big and oversized and boxy, right? So keep that in mind. You don't hide in these big, overflowing, tent-like outfits. You know, that does nothing but make you bigger. Start finding inspiration. Pinterest is a great place. And there are all sizes on Pinterest. So you can go on Pinterest and look for people that are your size. They will offer you inspiration.
I like that.
It's all about what makes you happy. Go out to the stores and have no pressure to buy anything, and just find things you're like, damn, that's kind of cute. Let me try it on. Or even the things you don't think you would ever try, go in the dressing room and try them on. You may be pleasantly surprised. There's nothing like shopping when you're not under pressure, Vonda. Just get out there and look. And like I say, there's inspiration everywhere, especially on Pinterest and also YouTube. And I'm seeing more and more diversity of different sizes. So, and color. Look for color. And color really will take, not that we're seeking to take years out of life, but it just makes us often feel better. It's a psychological thing that color offers that. And then also, it's something, it just makes you feel better when you have something colorful on. That's just my perspective. But those are my suggestions to you.
Let me see let me look on. They must be on Facebook. Let me see who. Who said that? Yes, I've seen Vonda. I don't know who it is. Facebook user saying yes, I've seen Vonda. Yes, Vonda is gorgeous. Let me see. Okay, I've just gotten comfortable looking in the mirror again this past year. I realized when I gained all the weight before I stopped looking in a full-length mirror. So now I must look in the mirror. Girl, I've been there. I'm going through that right now, as a matter of fact, because that's something else we deal with when we hit a certain age where, and it's not always a certain age, just different things that happen in life. But for me, I felt like I didn't even know this body anymore. Now, Lisi's a lot younger, but like I said, things can happen at different things in life. We go through different things and whatever, but I know that I just didn't even recognize myself at some point and had no idea what to put on. And that also kind of stopped me from content creation as well, afraid of how I'm going to show up and what I'm going to look like on camera, and still holding on to that 25-year-old me in my head and needing to know, like, well, she's gone, that ship has sailed, but it's okay. You still, like you said, have a lot of life to live. So I had to start looking myself in the mirror, and it wasn't just my weight. It was also just changes in my face. Like, where'd that line come from? And why does my forehead look like this? And so when I first started on social media, those were some of the things that I mainly focused on. And then when I'm seeing all these young, beautiful women, I'm like, nobody's going to want to look at me. But that's when I realized, no, that's exactly why I need to show up, because there's other women who look just like me who are thinking the same thing.
Exactly. Exactly. And when I was trying to decide what to put on today, I always, when I go live or do something podcast, and you'll generally see me in color. Very rarely will you see me in black because it just presents better and
Mm-hmm.
on screen. But the ruching, and I have a, if I stand up just a little bit, you'll see ruching. You see ruching right here, what I'm calling
Yeah,
here in this
ruching is your
area.
friend.
This is if you see anything with ruching, that's going to hide the tummy area because
Mm,
the ruching will cause creases here, which will camouflage the stomach area. And often that is one area that a women struggle with as we get older, the stomach area. So look for those tips on how they're going to camouflage this middle section for you. And ruching will do that for you. And you can have loose without being big and blousy.
mm-hmm.
Keep that in mind. You want to create curves. Everybody's got curves. People will say, "No, I'm a box size. I'm too big. I don't have curve." All you got to do is bend over, and that's where your waistline is. Where you see that curve, find things that hit that area. We have tons of high-waisted clothing,
Mm-hmm.
high-waisted pants, high-waisted leggings, high-waisted skirts. If you have that middle section, get the high-waisted. There are some tricks out there, but again, just get out there and look for inspiration on those social media platforms that I talked to you about. You will find them. You got to do work. People think you just magically wake up and necessarily have style. Not necessarily. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of people learn style. They look at people that they are their size and they say, "Damn, she hit it out the ballpark. What did she do there?"
Yep.
Study it. You do have to do a little work, ladies. I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah, and I had to redo it because this body that I have now is not it's not the same one I always had. So the stuff that I used to
Of
wear
course.
doesn't look the same, and it does. It takes some tweaking, but again, that's why
Mhm.
we're here because it's like, yeah,
Mhm.
we're not the only ones. Thank you, Lachey.
No,
Yes, please give
no,
the video a thumbs
no.
up. And I never asked, but if you're not already subscribed,
Mhm.
please subscribe to the YouTube channel. And if you're on YouTube, hop on over. Oh, it's Sharita. Okay, Sharita's the one who says she's seen Vonda. Oh, yeah, that she's seen you. That's your girl for real. Yes, 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 yes. That's your homegirl from way back. But yeah, and so do you have I know a lot of people, like I mentioned before, in my life, friends, family, who have no idea what I really do and why I'm on social media. Like they really think that I'm just some kind of creep who just wants to post everything, or
Right.
I just, feel like I'm so important that everyone wants to know what I'm doing. Like they don't realize that it's actually like a thing and a
Mhm.
job. And so sometimes,
Yeah.
like I said, I feel like I'm all by myself and people will say,
Yeah.
"You're still doing that?" I'm like, "Yes, I am still doing that." And I've
Still
even
doing that.
had before, "Aren't you too old to be doing that?" Have you ever encountered any of that? And if so, how did you handle it?
Stay. I can't say I have a lot of that. I guess my circle's just real tight, and or I'm just dismissive. If you don't understand, it's not my job to make you understand.
Yeah,
I don't. I mean, if they say you still doing that, I'd say yes and change the subject.
right.
I just really
Right.
don't. I don't really fuss over stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? If people don't understand, they're not necessarily really care to understand. It'd be different. Like, oh, really? Tell me more about it.
Yeah, yeah,
Now,
yeah.
that was for their perspective. I would share some time with them. Otherwise, I don't share time with people like that. If
Mm-hmm.
people are being messy, that's what it's about. How they pose a question is really about being messy. Are you
And
still doing that?
I realize
Really?
that.
Really?
Yes. And you know what, Tam, what I realized is when those kind of questions bothered me, that was when I wasn't yet sure that I needed to be doing it. It was when I was still a little bit insecure, like, well, do I really have
There
something to
you go. That's
this make
right.
sense? And so whenever you're still, and we go through those, especially when you're starting something brand new. And
Mm-hmm.
the
Yeah.
whole social media thing was new to me as well. And
Yeah.
so when people would get that, I'm like, and then I'm also thinking, well, if they're thinking that, what are the people out there going to think when I show up? And it wasn't until I realized I'm doing exactly what I need to be doing. I'm confident in what I'm doing, where I could start being dismissive and just not worrying about it. But a part of me wonders if the reason why we don't see more women our age out here is it
Mm-hmm.
because people don't understand, and they're kind of shy about saying, well, I really enjoy this.
That's the thing. At 40 and 50, yeah, we do feel insecure about doing new things. Mm-hmm. We do feel, and there's nothing we can do but think about time. Think about time.
Yeah.
Think about, I wish I could learn how to swim. Well, it's not too late. Exactly. You're going to do that. You got grandbabies. Maybe one day your grandbabies and they're struggling. Mm-hmm. Think about, why are you waiting? Yeah. And that crosses all boundaries. Why are we waiting? We are in the second last chapter of our life. Think about chapters in books. We are in that last chapter. We're going to see more. We've seen more sunsets than we'll ever see again. Start thinking about time.
Like I'm sad, but that's true. That is
no. We got to deal with reality, because reality will push us to do some things in our life. You got to break it down. I don't have to soft coat that sort of thing. How many classmates have you lost?
I know.
How many people your age have you lost? Mm-hmm. So as you sit around thinking about why I don't do something, think about the people that don't have the chance to try and do something.
Exactly. Yeah, you are so right on that. And then again, the fact that you have the courage to do it may then push someone else to have the courage to do it. And so then it's not so rare to see women like us on these type of platforms. And then we're building a community at the same time. So then we don't feel so alone, because the people who don't understand it, the people who don't get it, the ones who are questioning it, yeah, that's not going to be our tribe anyway. So we might as well get out here and do the thing that we enjoy doing and build our own tribe. And what I also realized too is there doesn't have to be this hard line between young and old. I have built a community, and it's something that I used to be guilty of for a long time. I had a friend group where most of my friends, if not all, were older than me by 5-10 years. And so that's where I was the most comfortable, and I never had any younger friends. Well, as me being one of the younger ones, I would do things like this that some of my older friends might not be interested or understand. And that's when I realized, well, I need to start embracing some of these younger people. And I also had to realize too, I'm not dating them. We're just friends. But I've had people where I have good conversations and we've hung out, and then I find out they're 36 and I'm like, oh, well, I can't be friends with you. You only 36. And it's like, what? Because I felt like you're too young to be my friend. But I have learned so much. But again, that was just something in my mind, because I thought, well, what are we going to have in common? Or even though it's just a friendship, how's that going to look? You know, me hanging out with this young person. And again, something I had to get over myself. And most of the things, no matter what other people say or how other people respond, the roadblock is still normally with us, because no one can make us do or not do anything. So there has to be something that they're saying that resonates with us to make us. So let's see, especially when people think I'm in my 20s or 30s, very knowledgeable. Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing. People are always surprised when they hear how old I am. Oh, is that Rona? Hey, Rona, thanks. Hey, Rona. Hey, Trish. Oh, I'm going to keep this comment up here the whole time, because Verona had...
Of course, keep that up.
So she said I still look the same, because she has
look the same
in Pittsburgh. So we're gonna keep that one all up all night. But hey, Trish, hey, Deborah. I think I said hi to everyone. But yeah, we get in our own heads, and it's like the younger women or whatever are not our enemies. We can collaborate and learn from them, just like, and I had to learn it the hard way when I was hitting rock bottom trying to build a tribe of my peers. I'm like, you know what? Let me get in here with these young women, because they have a lot to bring to the table.
They absolutely do. And not to sound really harsh when I say, you know, we have more sunset beyond them. I'm just, again, I'm just one that's great.
Okay.
But you know what? I didn't learn to, I don't think I was probably in my late 30s when I learned to go out to dinner by myself. And that really struck a nerve with me and propelled me into a life where I've experienced so many things alone. I don't wait for people any longer. I really do. If there's something I want to do and my circle doesn't want to, and a lot of times I won't even ask them. I just will go and do it by myself. But that experience opened the doors for so many things in life. If you can learn to take that first step. Because the first time I went out to dinner by myself, I sat in the parking lot. And I was like, am I going to go in here by myself? People are going to think I'm a loser. I don't have any friends. I'm going to look stupid. And I really had all these thoughts as I was sitting in the parking lot of the restaurant. And I was like, Tamara, this is really, you got to do this. Mm-hmm. You've been thinking about this. Do not talk your way out of here. Do not pull out of this parking lot. Go do it, and do it scared. I have a post about that. You got to do shit scared. Do stuff scared. Girl, you really do. And so I pushed in there. I went, I sat down at the bar. I had a good old time. People at the bar were conversing with me. The bartender I got to know, and I repeatedly went back there by myself and I expanded into other places after that. Yeah. So please know it is really scary doing those first of anything, especially at our age, because there's so many naysayers. Cousin and them, auntie and them, mom even them, husband, whoever gonna have something may not be encouraging.
Yeah, no, I get it. And see, and for me, you really hit something there as well. I got married early. I had my first son at 20. So from 20 to 40, because I ended up getting divorced at like 38, 39. So 40, I was somebody's mom and somebody's wife. And that was straight from, high school, college, married. Yeah. Always had people with me, even if they were little people. There was people. I always fit somewhere because I'm either with, my husband or I got my kids. And so when I was divorced and the kids were older and starting to have their own lives, doing, activities in school and having their own friends, I was by myself a lot. And I would just sit at home and not do things because most of my friends were married and had kids. And because, you kind of attract like people. So that at that time of my life, I had a lot of married friends, kids. And I was like, why am I sitting here bored? Like if they were with their dad for the weekend, I just felt like, well, I would just sit in the house because I don't even have the kids as a crutch to take them out to eat.
Yeah.
But I did the same as you. I did it afraid and very similar. I went to a place, made myself comfortable, chatted with the bartender. I sat at the bar. So I thought I'd be a little less, noticeable at the bar. And then that kind of became my place, which is still one of my places till this day. But I expanded out. And that's how I found my people doing things like that. And another thing that I didn't worry about anymore was being a third wheel, because I would have girlfriends of mine who would say, me and Dave are going to go do this or whatever. And I'm like, no, I don't want to be a third wheel. But I started realizing, well, they knew I was a third wheel when they invited me. So if they were comfortable inviting me and it's something I want to do, I'll do. So I have gone on plenty of date nights with my married friends to something that, whether it was a concert or whatever, and stop letting that whole, because what I realized is I wasn't really afraid. It was more of, what is it going to look like? What are people going to think? Because I wanted to do the thing. And so why am I missing out? And Lachey just said, life will pass you by waiting on other people. And that's what I say, don't be waiting for them to get their passports. Don't be waiting on them to have time of work. Don't wait for them to save up their money. Do the things. Oh, Dee is on here too. She's all these people who have not seen me in decades saying that I look the same. My head is big by the time y'all
stop it.
I'm gonna have to walk in the gala sideways. Look, and I need to print this out and show everybody.
There you go.
In 99.
Screenshot.
Yes, I love it. Self-care is very important. Yes, and that's become a part of my self-care, because even now that I'm back into the married life, we're empty nesters, but I still enjoy every once in a while going out on my own. I don't even let Wallace's availability anymore keep me from doing things, because that's my me time. I'll take my laptop sometimes because I'm an empty nester. I'm also an entrepreneur. I work a lot from home. And sometimes I just get tired of these four walls and he's not available. I'll take my laptop and go somewhere and have a coffee or a cocktail or whatever, edit a video, mind my own business. And it is some of the most peaceful, relaxing time. And still, get to meet people, because just being there with your laptop, or if I have my camera, will cause people to sometimes ask questions, and boom, there's a subscriber. There's a member of the L.Y.F.E tribe that may not have approached me if I was with people. So yeah, there's a lot to it. Let's see. Lisa said, my therapist just gave me that same homework to go to dinner alone. I do all of it, all the things alone, but never went to dinner alone. I've eaten out, but never dinner. I'm gonna do it scared. Girl, yes. Solo date.
Go get it. Go get it, Lacey.
Great time. Yeah, girl. Get dressed as if you are going on a date. Put your makeup on, do your hair, put on you'll smell good. You are going to have a great time and just enjoy yourself. Yourself. Yeah. I can't wait to hear about it. You're going to have a good time, and go to that 5-star restaurant. Don't be cheap with yourself. Go, go all out, because you deserve it. Order whatever you want. You ain't got to worry about if you got something in your teeth. Just, have a good time. It's definitely a good time. You have to date yourself. Hey,
absolutely.
I love taking me out on a date. You go out on a breakfast date every morning, Big Rooster. I be seeing. Yeah, but it is important. And that's the thing too, as you go into different seasons in your life. I know mainly we're talking about, getting older. But even if it's, coming out of the season of where you've been married and now you're single, or if you were in a serious relationship and now you're single, you have to just start learning yourself again, because we do change. We're not the same person. The core of who we are, that's who we are. But a lot of things have changed about us. And so I tell people it's good to do things alone to get time to know you. And now that you're not in that relationship, or now that you're no longer 25 years old, what does this Stae like to do? What makes this Stae happy? And it's easier to figure that stuff out when you're doing things alone, because you don't have any distractions.
Yeah, right. You're absolutely right.
So I love that. I love that for you, Lisa. You are going to have a good time. Just enjoy yourself and throw caution to the wind, and know that you're not the first one, the last one. There'll probably be 3 or 4 other people when they're doing the same thing.
Right. There you go.
Have a good time. And that's what I told one of my life coaching clients. I had a session with her last week, and she was nervous about upcoming Valentine's Day because she's newly single. And she was like, I really don't want to sit in the house and be sad, but I want to go out. And her words were, I don't want to go out and look stupid. Like, how would you look stupid? If it would make you feel better to go out and have a good day, then do that, because you didn't say going out would make you feel sad. You said staying in would make you feel sad, but you're afraid going out would make you look stupid, but you didn't say it would make you feel sad. So let's do the thing that wouldn't make you look sad. And look stupid to who? Because I doubt, even if someone is thinking it, which I doubt, because people are so self-absorbed, they ain't paying no attention to you. But even if someone's like, she's sitting there by herself, don't know, but you ain't gonna know anyway. Who's gonna be bold enough to tap you on your shoulder and say, I think you look stupid? Right. I don't know what anybody's thinking about me. I really do not think about it. She said that you are beautiful as well.
Oh, thank you.
Let's see. I was saying, hey, the Big Rooster. So another thing that I kind of wanted to touch on about doing this content creation as a woman of a certain age, do you feel like there are any things that we should avoid doing in content creation? Because I've also had people who told me that they understood and maybe approved of my content videos when I just sit down and I'm the talking head and I'm teaching about a certain subject or a certain thing. That made sense. But the words that were told to me is, but they felt that the vlogging is a bit immature to be carrying a camera everywhere I go.
I appreciate the honesty, because that tells you where to put them in your life, right? Okay. Hey, I can always appreciate people giving me comments and how I choose to categorize that. So, okay, thank you for letting me know. Things you shouldn't do, I think, is not lie. I think a lot of times people are out there not telling the truth. I think if you renting clothes and saying they're yours, I think that's not good.
Right.
I think if you just hopping on trends just to try and get some numbers, I think don't do that. I'm kind of tired of the people just saying anything just for numbers. That is absolutely not the way to create content. Huh?
Yeah. And that's for any age group.
Any age group. Yeah, absolutely. I don't believe in Now you can do whatever you want to do with your content, but I don't necessarily believe in the booty shaking, even at 50 and 60. I'm seeing that starting to creep up a lot more. There's some women out there that have some fabulous figures now, but I would like to see that done in a more classy way. But who am I to say? Do what your heart desires. I don't necessarily approve. Let me not say that approve. I don't think that looks that good for our 50 plus tribe. But I'm all about transparency, and I'm about showing who you really are. So, you know what? If you're feeling depressed and down that day and feeling out of sorts and feeling like, you know what, I am feeling invisible today, it's okay to say that. And that's powerful. So I guess I probably have more recommendations as to what I would suggest to do than not do. I think you really are more impactful when you show how to do things. Like the ladies were asking, okay, so I really don't know my body yet. I don't know what to put on. I wear the uniform all the time. I'm really kind of lost and struggle. That would be great content to do, is to show. I thought about that. Talk about military women, because women now are coming out of the military, they're retired, and they've been in uniforms a lot. They haven't had necessarily to adjust to the civilian life, even though, you know, they still have opportunity to do civilian life dress. But that would probably be a good idea for me to create content in that level. And really, content creators are getting so, what can I call it? Plastic. It doesn't seem real to me. I think some of the things that people are saying is like, did you just say that? Like, did you just say that just for not, like, to say just to gain followers?
Viral,
or do you believe that?
Yeah.
All this, and I don't believe in all the negativity that there aren't any good men. Anytime you put anything out there about men being no good, you can count on numbers being high. You just can't. The negativity of that.
Yeah. Misery loves company. And
right. Or this aesthetic thing where everything, it looks like a hotel. You know, there's now content full of people with everything their homes look like hotels. I mean, they're steaming sheets. You know, the candles always burning with a beautiful glow. You know, the bathroom is ecstatic with no products on it at all. I'm like, that's how you live, sis?
And you know what, Tam? I think, Lisa said, how you going to put an age limit on a vlog? Right. Yeah, I was told it's just immature to be running around with your camera. And let's see, Big Rooster says she does not even look 50 yet. I don't know which one of us he's talking about. Probably both of us, because neither one of us do. Thank you, Big Rooster. I'm going to take the compliment, but I'm sure.
I'm going to take two. Sure thank you.
I'm sure. They sister saying hi to each other, saying hi to Big Rooster. But yes, I'm glad you touched on that aesthetic piece. Girl, that's another thing that I think that the women of our age can bring to the table, because we are not going to be caring about all that. We're going to show real life. We are not going to, you know, because we've been living a long time, putting houses together for a long time, and we know that that's unrealistic. And if you're doing it, you are driving yourself crazy doing it, even if you live alone. It's like, come on, it's not all about that. And I think that's what we can help bring to the table, is that tainting of our young girls' minds who see that and think that that's real life. I mean, just like for back in the day, for us, it was the magazines, which was bad enough. Now we have it, and these are people who are posing as regular people, but sis, that's not regular. You're not. And again, even if that's how you're living like that because of the blog and because what you want to show. That's not normal life. I even said it on one of my Cook With Me videos. I was cooking and I actually had the packages out of whatever I was cooking. And I'm like, whatever it was, I said, it's still going to taste good, even though all of my ingredients aren't already laid out in little clear bowls, because in real life, no one does that. Now, if I am planning to do a Cook With Me and that's all it's going to be, sometimes I may take the time to set that up. But most of the time in a vlog, if I'm cooking something, y'all getting it the way I would cook it. Why would I, first of all, take an extra 30 minutes to pour out ingredients into another container that are now all going to go into this container and then create all of those dishes for Wallace to clean. Why am I going to do that? You know what I mean? And I think that that's something what we can bring to the table, and not only to help the younger ones who are looking at that, but also help some of the ones who are doing that realize you ain't got to do it because what I like about the vlogs are the realness of them.
Exactly.
The realness. So I'm glad you brought that up.
Exactly. Yeah.
I wish the booty shaking, twerking was never a thing. Yeah. One thing it's like it was different again back in our day when you would do something and maybe regret it the next day. The worst you had to worry about is maybe somebody a picture, but it's a still, it can be destroyed. But now everybody's cameras are out. I don't care if you think it's deleted, it's still out there and you can never get that back. Like that stuff lives forever and ever. Amen. It still blows my mind the amount of people who have lost their livelihood based on something that they've done on social media. Exactly. It's like you can't hide. And I know for a fact, based off of what I do professionally as with soft skills and emotional intelligence and working with these corporations, before they're even looking at your resume, they're looking at your social media platform.
Absolutely.
They want to find out what kind of person, they want to know what you're doing on the weekend, because even though you feel like that's your time,
right,
that still speaks about who you are.
You're absolutely right, Stae. You're absolutely right.
People are so critical of our backgrounds, etc., that some content creators probably feel they have to be that way. And yeah, and I can see that. And just like the whole social media in and of itself, again, I compare it to the magazines back in our day where there's this cookie cutter. Like there are so many women, because again, I watch a lot of women who are 40 and under, because that's what's out there the most. So many of them have had the BBLs. So many of them have had their, teeth done with the veneers or whatever it is that they're doing now. They've had the nose jobs. They're doing the Botox at 22 years old and things like that. And I just can't imagine that they're just doing that because they want to. They feel that they have to in order to be competitive. And so that's why I don't have a problem coming on, no makeup, bonnet on, brushing my teeth, doing whatever. Now, of course, that's not how I want to show up in everyday life as a professional. But when I'm giving you a vlog, you're going to go through my whole day. And so when you want to see, I woke up like this, I woke up like this. And that woke up like this is going to be with that bonnet on, nothing on my face, no makeup, no nothing. But so many of them, even with their bonnets on, that face is beat. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And the things that they go through. And again, no judgment. I just want to make sure that, or I would like to know that they're doing it because they truly want to do it and not because they feel like if they don't, they won't fit in.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, social media over 10 years ago. Yep. Yeah. You're absolutely right, Trish.
Yeah. And they're not going to LinkedIn. They know you're going to show up professional on LinkedIn. They're not going to your LinkedIn. They're going to your YouTube, your TikTok. Yeah.
They're going to check it all out.
Oh,
no makeup, still beautiful.
I am screenshotting all this, y'all. Don't delete your comments. Thank you so much. But that's the stuff that I just feel like women of our age, for the most part, can't be bothered with. Like we get whatever face and body I'm given today.
Right. And when creating content, that's something that I talk about too. I always do check my background. I'm always, before you press that send button, always read and always look through that video one more again. Because I almost slipped up the other day. I had a bodysuit that I was showing that was on Amazon. And so in my editing is a whole nother story. But when I was editing, I didn't have any pants on, right? I just had my bodysuit on. And so when I was talking in my phone, creating the content, and I was getting ready to press send, I said, something told me to look at that video one more again. And there was one frame where it looked like I had a swimsuit on. I was like, oh, hell no, I'm not doing that on social media. So what do? You crop it. So I just showed a little bit of skin to show that it was a bodysuit. And so otherwise my little crotch area would have been showing. I was like, nah, because I see people doing it. It's a bodysuit, it's like a leotard or whatever. And it's okay, socially acceptable, really, to do that. But I didn't want to go that far with it. You know what I'm saying? So before, that's always, I do check my background. Now I'm kicking stuff out the way sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, I got a towel laying on the floor, maybe some socks laying over here. If you don't think I kicked them out of the way so I can shoot my video, yeah, I do.
Exactly.
No. So there are now I'm not talking about, if you live, come on, we're talking about just neatness. That's all we're talking about.
But it's that whole model home piece for me.
Yeah, right.
No, I mean, and there's been times when I want to do like an outfit of the day look, and I've tried on 10 outfits. So those are on the bed, and I have number 11, and I'll just say in the blog, ignore the clothes on the bed. We focus
exactly
on the outfit. This is how it ended up. But what I'm not going to do in order to get that outfit of the day is go put all that stuff away because I'm on my way out. Like, people know stuff on the bed. I'm not getting up and chopping all my pillows every morning. Like, I'm not doing that. And the thing is, authenticity is the key. And I think that's what people buy into the most, is just being real. So. And so that's why it's easy for me to get content out, because I'm not worried about all the little stuff. If I have something to say or something to show, I'm going to pick up the camera and do it, whether I am dressed like I am today or if I'm in my bonnet and bathrobe. I still feel like y'all need to see it. And that's just real life. It's not.
It is. Yeah.
Because there's some days where it's like, if I don't do it that way, it won't get done. Because
it won't get done. Right.
Yeah, I don't plan on getting dressed and doing anything to my face at all today. So it's like, so I need to get it done now, or it's just a wrap for the day, because this is all I'm given. I don't feel like I need to be all dolled up.
Right. And storytelling, Stae, that's another great content. Storytelling. One of yours went viral on storytelling.
Girl, that was
so don't forget that. It's very important to share real shit, real stuff. I don't know why I keep wanting to cuss on your show.
Girl, you too.
It's not trying to be nice. I'm gonna try to be nice. Stae, my first time here. So
no, it is perfectly fine. It's not like I've never done it. And but storytelling is a big thing. People just want to know what's going on, and it doesn't take a whole lot to do that. It's like there are things that go on during the day, and that's what I love about TikTok. I can pick up the phone right there in real time and do a quick, minute and a half TikTok. And it's so funny, that one of mine that almost went viral, I think it's like at 980 some thousand. Never would have thought of it. And that's
viral. If you didn't know, come on.
I thought it had to hit 1 million.
No, don't believe that anymore. We don't those statistics. That's viral.
Okay. Well, that whole little series is up there now, because I did a 3-part. And so something that I like to tell people, it is good to plan your content for yourself, just so that you don't get overwhelmed or stuck there and not knowing. So I have content written down in batch for things that I can talk about if I get stuck. But what happens most often is things just happen in life, and I pick up the camera, and those are usually the ones that do the best. When I picked up that camera to do that one that now I know went viral, let me tell y'all, first of all, the incident that I talked about had happened 2 weeks prior. I had just never talked about it online. It was the beginning, I think, of the college football season, and Deion Sanders coaching. And so I was making Wallace some wings and fries and everything. And I was trying my best to be really consistent with doing a TikTok every day. Couldn't think of anything, didn't want to go look at my notes trying to cook. And I said, you know what? Let me just tell them the story about what happened on the cruise. Literally, as chicken is frying and stuff is going on, I sat on my couch, took a break from what I was doing, started recording that video, told that story, had no expectation of what that story was going to do. I didn't know if it was going to get 1 view, let alone almost 1 million. I was just staying true to myself and not giving myself an excuse not to post. I go, and the story was long. And I know that even though I have 10 minutes on TikTok, people ain't coming to TikTok for that. So my first time ever doing, I think, well, maybe second time doing a part 2, part 3, again, only for time's sake. I had 1,200 followers on TikTok when I first did that video.
Yeah. Yeah.
Within the 10 minutes of me going back to cooking and coming back to do the second part, then it had already gone up to 4,000 followers in 10 minutes. I'm like, what? And the video had 10,000 views. So I make part 2. Now people are commenting. So crazy. So I say all that to say, don't overthink it. Like that was literally me just making a placeholder. It was something that happened to me. I decided to tell the story. Now, one thing you got to be ready for TikTok, though, they ain't nice like the people on YouTube and Facebook.
Oh, yeah. There's some nasty people. Yeah, there's some nasty ones out there.
They gonna give it to you straight, no chaser, and some of them are here just to do that. However, from that video, I ended up with over 15,000 followers.
There we go.
Those videos are up over 900,000. And because of that, all of my other videos that usually would only get maybe 50 views, I can't do a video now that doesn't reach at least, 400 or 500. So don't second guess yourself. If you think it's boring, if you think it, because there's somebody out there who's going to like it or not like it, but either way, it's going to get you the views and it's going to get you the follows. So just pick up the camera. Don't care about what you look like. And the thing is, what I tell people, if it's something you would be interested in, somebody else will be interested in it. Don't overthink it.
Right. That's true with content creating. Because I know I saw another video where a lady was just talking about, do you ever sit in your garage and hide from your kids? How many mothers do that? You turn off that ignition when you get to the house. You're like, dang, I'm not ready to go in the house yet. That hit with so many people. So some of the simplest things that we do, if you want to create content, think about that. Yeah. Think about how many other people may feel the way you feel. And I don't have any kids, but I still sit in my car sometimes just to exhale from the day. Mm-hmm. So, and just telling a story. That's it, you guys. Sometimes just tell a story.
Yeah. People are interested in what you have going on. And like this comment here, being real makes you more relatable. People want to hear those kind of things so that they know that it's not just them. Because if they're not on social media and sharing, or they don't have a circle of friends, sometimes you do little stuff and you'll start doubting yourself. Like, does that make me a bad mom? Because I don't want to go in the house, or, and you want other people to be like, girl, I do it all the time. Exactly. Like, I mean, my thing used to be being in the bathroom. I would just go in the bathroom because I had all boys. So I know, if I'm in the bathroom, they ain't coming. And I wouldn't be in there doing nothing but just being by myself. But a funny little thing that goes on here about staying in the car when you get home. Wallace has a bad habit. Well, I shouldn't say bad habit because it's not. He listens to talk radio, sports radio. So he has a habit of, if he's coming home and listening to something, he sits in the driveway in his car until that segment is over. He'll just be out there. And so we don't have any kids in the house either to be hiding from. So when I see him do that, I go out in the driveway and I'm like, babe, would you please come in the house before people think that you don't want to come in here with me? I'm like, they looking like that man been sitting out in his driveway for 10 minutes. His wife must get on his nerves. And he be cracking up. He's like, babe, I'm just listening to the radio, And I'm like, people go, I said, now everybody know, because that lady done put the TikTok out there. So everybody knows when you sit outside and don't.
Everybody knows you don't want to go in the house. Poor Wallace.
That's Poor not Wallace. Why. I'm like, I think I know that's why you're not out here. But the neighbor's like, dang, just in the driveway.
That is so funny.
I'm like, don't be doing that to me. People like, I don't know what that lady got going on, but that man don't never want to go in the house. But thankfully now he is at home working with me, so we don't have to go through that. But girl, I'd go out there in my moo like, babe, come in the house.
See, now they really talking. Now the neighbor's really talking. You out there trying to talk them in the house. See, so you just add fuel to the fire. You just added fuel to that story.
Me out there, they like, no wonder he don't want to go in the house. And then
she won't let that man sit in the car.
Yes. Which is that you have to have a thick skin and be ready for criticism to be a content creator. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love you, but comes with a lot of haters. Y'all, I don't do beauty stuff, hair stuff. I'm not a girly girl. I'm just learning how to put on my makeup. Still don't know how to do my hair. And that's just not my thing. Like I want to look presentable. I don't want to scare nobody when I go out. Like that's my thing, unless I'm really trying to, if I have an event. I will do some like get ready with me videos where I'm putting on my makeup while I'm talking or telling a story, but I always put the disclosure in there. This is not a tutorial. Like don't do what I do because I don't know if this stuff is right. But so many people I've had on my TikToks where I'm just talking about self-care, self-love, soft skills, all the things. And they'll be like, why don't you do something with your edges? Your edges are so fuzzy. You would really look nice if you would get your eyebrows done. Sir, madam, ma'am, mister, did you get the message? I was talking about tone of voice and how, whatever it is I'm talking about, but they fix it. And I pay that no mind. I'm like, okay, thank you for the view and thank you for the comment because you're helping the algorithm. But yeah, if you're sensitive at all, people are just mean and rude. Like, I could see, and not even if I was on there, I grew up in if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. So let's just say I was on there talking about how good my edges look. If you don't agree, then just keep scrolling. And I don't understand why people don't do that because it is so easy to ignore people on social media.
So easy.
Like you just keep scrolling. So the fact that you stopped and then took your precious time to leave a comment, something drew you in. But yeah, they love to talk about my edges and why I don't have no makeup on. And I'm like, okay, so you didn't even get the message at all, but you're the reason why I got a job teaching people how to act. But you're so right about that. Our ancestors kept it natural, which is beautiful. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to present myself either way. And it's not anything that bothers me. I went out looking crazy this morning because I had things to do. and I run into people and
never fails.
Yeah. Never fails. And it's just fine. It's just fine. I don't worry about it because that's who I am.
Exactly.
And that's truly just being confident in the skin that you're in. There is nothing anybody can tell me about me that's going to make me feel bad about myself. I'm just like, this is who I am. But it takes sometimes it takes a while to get to that as well.
It does.
Yeah. It does. It's a journey. And that's the thing too, when I talk about the confidence that I have now and the things that I don't concern myself with now, I never want anybody to think that I've been like this forever, because I've had my time of self-doubt as well. I've had my times of worrying too much about what people think, but not anymore. And I think that's something. Now, there are some young women who already have that out the gate, and I think that's awesome. But that's another blessing, I think, that comes with age, where you just, I don't care. And I love that. Like,
it gets easier and easier.
Yeah. Don't bother me at all. Oh, that's my goddaughter. She'll be here this weekend too. Hey, baby girl. Oh, Dee said she loves my get ready with me videos. Well, thank you so much, Dee. But don't take none of them tips, because I don't even give tips. I just be doing what I do because that's the best I can do. But I do watch a lot of YouTube. Haters are confirmation that you're doing something right. If you haven't said it already, to the both of you over 50 wear, y'all are gorgeous with style and grace. Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I love it. I wear it as a badge of honor. I love telling people, yeah, I'm more than half 100. I mean, it just feels good. It feels good. Because with age should come knowledge, and with knowledge should come wisdom. Hey, Shay Boo. Oh, look, everybody's speaking to one another. So what I want to do before we get off, Tam, is let the people know where they can find you. And I'll put it in the chat. Like, what is your TikTok handle? I see you all the time on there every day, but I don't remember your exact handle.
T.B.Style works. That's on everything. T.B.Style works. TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. I've gotten hacked so many times. Don't say that. Pinterest. I'm on Pinterest. Yeah, that's T.B.Style works. Come help me out over on TikTok. You know what? I hate to have to worry about numbers, but unfortunately, numbers allow you different programs and different ways to be seen. So I had to hit 5K in order to receive compensation for things that I sell on TikTok. So and then at 10K, there's other things that are allowed of you. Brands will really start looking at you when you hit the 10K mark. So I don't do this for vanity purposes, those numbers, because once again, I'm about authenticity and helping people and creating a difference in people's lives, being a cheerleader for people. But unfortunately, society has set it up, and it's always about money, right? Let's just call a spade a spade. So when I hit that 10K, it helps me when I try and pitch to different brands about the 50 plus, 40 plus woman. And that's where I can offer you discounts for different products and services. So that's why I really try and ask people to go to my TikTok so that I can hit that level. I'm going for 10 to open up more opportunities, which will open up opportunities for yourself, for sales, to see more things. I'm all about trying to embrace this life. I'm 60 years old. I've been and done some things in my life. I love to share. But most importantly, I want people to enjoy this last chapter of our life. And I think we should do it as economically, as affordable as we can. And the only way we can do that is by these brands. We got to hit them and show them that we are here in numbers.
Yes.
And that they need to be discounted. They need to give us those 20% off discounts for cars, rentals. They need to give that for American Airlines, need to give us some discounts for flying. These hotels need to give us more discounts for traveling and spending money in those places. The only way we can do it is by exposing them, showing them to as many people as we can, and then for you guys to get on board and follow some of the content creators out there like Stae and ourselves. That's how we create and use our influence for the good. So please follow me on any of those platforms, but in particular TikTok, I would deeply appreciate it. And Stae, I appreciate it coming on and having a lot of fun with you and seeing your tribe and engaging with your tribe.
It has been great. I appreciate y'all. Dee said, you be doing good to me. I'm no makeup girl. You be learning to watch me, girl. I'm trying. I be on YouTube, but I sure do. I sure do appreciate you. But yes, y'all, please jump over to TikTok if you consume content over there, and follow my girl Tam. She has some great videos, and the advice that she gives in fashion and more is priceless. So yeah, we want to see her get those numbers because we need her out there more. And you have an Amazon shop as well, right?
Absolutely. I'm an Amazon influencer. Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
T.B.Style works the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So I love that. So yeah, if y'all aren't already following her, please go ahead and do so. And is there any last words that you want to leave for the tribe before we sign off for the evening?
It sounds like a lot of your tribe are doing content, but for the ones that are doing content, consistency is the key. It doesn't mean every day, but set your mind on doing something at least 3 times a week and say you're going to do that. Hold to your consistency, and be authentic. Be a storyteller. How-tos are big hits as well. Whatever your niche is, don't forget to show people how to do blank. Those are often one of my most successful ones. Testimonials are also good. If you found something that was a lick that helped you in that sort of manner, post those things. You never know who is watching your content. Those are a great way to attract businesses and brands. Okay. And for those that are new, just do it. It's scary. Just do it. Get that phone, put it in a window. If you don't have a tripod, have good light. That's one of the prerequisites. The only one that I really stress is that you have good light. Okay. And that can be done in the daytime without equipment. Put it in the window. Take your phone. What I do is take my phone, I press my video, and then I circle around the room to find the best light. I circle. Oh, there's the light right there. That's where I want to shoot my video. Okay. So it doesn't take a lot. I say go to Amazon and get you a $25 tripod. That ain't going to hurt you. Put it on a tripod, which I have right here. Shoot your video and turn your phone backwards. When you're shooting, the best video is when you turn your phone around and use the back mirror there, the back picture there. You turn your phone around and shoot it this way, put it in your tripod, aim it towards yourself. And this is how you get nice, crisp, clear video.
Yeah.
I learned this many years ago, but a lot of people didn't get it. But put that phone in backwards and shoot it that way. You will see a huge difference in how clear and your video is. So those are some quick tips that I have for those beginning. Get good light, turn that phone around, and be you. But
Yes.
be strategic. Be strategic.
Okay? Exactly. And solving problems is a big thing. Anything that you've struggled with, whether it's technology type of stuff, personal stuff, whatever, you're not the only one who's had that problem. So if you're able to offer a solution to a problem, that is content, because people searching on the internet most of the time are looking for a solution to whatever problem it is, or they're just looking to somebody to relate to. And another thing I wanted to say about the camera for steals, if you're using an iPhone, I don't know much about Androids, but an iPhone in your camera, there's settings for your camera where you can put it to 4K and 60. When you're taking pictures for Instagram or whatever, and you don't have a fancy camera, use that iPhone and set that camera setting to 4K and 60, and you will get pictures like it's an expensive professional camera.
For sure.
And those things make all the difference in the world. So going out and spending, hundreds or thousands of dollars on equipment before you're ready. And the things that let you know that you don't have to wait to get started until you get those things. And there's content creators who are really big and been content creators for years and still just use their phone.
Absolutely.
So don't let that deter you. So I thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for all the compliments. I still see those coming in. You look marvelous. Thanks, beautiful ladies. I thank you all.
Thank you.
It is always a privilege for me to be able to invest time in you guys. And I am so honored that you were able to join us today, Tam. I always appreciate being able to spend this time with you.
Thank you.
So
bye,
y'all
Tribers.
Yes, I love you all to bits and pieces. Always be kind and always love one another, but never forget to live your life. L.Y.F.E. Love yourself first explicitly. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye.